So today, lads, we're going to be talking about how Sandy Brondello guarded Caitlin Clark and whether it succeeded or did not succeed, and whether Caitlin Clark had a good or a bad game just because of Caitlin Clark being good or bad, or whether it was something to do with the defense. And before we get on to that, though, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe. We're trying to hit 47.35k by the end of the day. If we could somehow hit, we're going to try to get 40, maybe 48k by the next time the Fever play a game, which would be incredible. That is in a couple of days from now, because we are trying to get to 50k. It's not going to be by the end of the month, but like, man, if we can somehow hit 50k by the end of June, that would be insane. But anyway, we got to talk about this. We got to talk about Sandy Brondello and her tactic to guard Caitlin Clark. Because early on in the game, it was instantly put your best defender on her and pick her up full court. They started off with Leonie Febish on her, and then Febish picked up 2 quick fouls, then got herself hurt. So she picked up 2 quick fouls, she got hurt, and normally you're thinking maybe for when it comes to Caitlin, maybe you kind of force her into some actions on defense. Didn't really get the better Caitlin Clark on defense other than when they took her inside. Maybe you kind of force her to become a scorer or a passer. I think Caitlin got good looks. I think she got really good looks in this game. She got a lot of really good looks in this game. Caitlin just missed. Caitlin Clark just missed. And I'm going to be honest, it got to the stage where Sandy Brondello had realized, it seemed like she realized as soon as we pressure Caitlin for a few possessions, Stephanie White just takes the ball out of her hands. Like, you don't need a game plan for Caitlin because all you have to do is show a little bit of pressure and Stephanie White goes, Kelsey, you're our point guard. And they just give the ball to Kelsey. Like, Maureen Johannes was guarding Kelsey. There was a stage where Maureen Johannes was guarding Kelsey and she was still doing mad stuff. She couldn't even burn Maureen Johannes. Like, there was also a stage where Caitlin Clark was being guarded by Kennedy Burke. Like, I like Kennedy Burke as a player. She's been fantastic. She's been absolutely fantastic. But, like, it's Kennedy Burke. She was playing center. She was playing center at times. She's like a 3-4. She can't guard Caitlin Clark. She can't guard Caitlin Clark. Let's be real. She cannot guard Caitlin Clark. And they weren't even trying to get Caitlin Clark the ball when Kennedy Burke was on her. And then, like, Caitlin Clark, they did a horrible job. Like, Sandy Brondello's tactics on those pick and rolls was horrendous. It was absolutely horrendous. Like, they were literally giving up an open layup every single time. They were giving up an open layup every single time on those pick and rolls. But, like, she didn't stop. Ironically, you can look at the stats and you can look at everything and be like, you know what, this coach did a great job. The Indiana Fever coach stopped Caitlin Clark. Like, it was Caitlin Clark was game planned out of the game by her own coach. Sandy Brondello, I genuinely think she came out with the worst game plan to guard Caitlin. Like, Caitlin has never had as many easy assists as today. Like, other than when they ran the fast break in the half court. In the half court. And I don't know why the Indiana Fever decided not to run the fast break as a team. I don't know why they've stopped running the fast break as a team. I don't understand it. Because the last time these two teams played, Caitlin Clark took over with a triple-double. Only 17 points, not a good shooting game. A lot of turnovers. I think she had 7 turnovers in that game. But the difference is, in that game, the rest of the players were running. Kelsey Mitchell was running. I know Kelsey Mitchell ran and hit a 3. But, like, they were allowing her to dictate the game. They were allowing her to control the game. So I looked back at this because the Atlanta Dream had a proper game plan. And all the Liberty's game plan is, I kid you not, their entire game plan was, yeah, we're just going to put like 3/4 court pressure on Caitlin. We're not going to put that much pressure on her. We're going to put 3/4 court pressure on her and just walk back. Like, they didn't go for the steals. They didn't blitz anything. They did a horrible job. John Quell did a horrible job on the pick and rolls. I'm going to be honest. They didn't blitz. They didn't play good defense. Didn't do anything. They did not do anything well on the defensive end. But Caitlin Clark got game planned out of it by her own coach. And there is one big problem with Caitlin Clark, and it's if she doesn't touch the ball for a while, she does something dumb. If she forces way too much. And if she does not touch the ball for a while, she takes a dumb shot or she makes a dumb pass. And the problem is that she went and made an extremely dumb pass, or she made a couple of dumb shots. I genuinely think I only think there was one like really dumb pass she made. I think quite a few of them were like passes that maybe weren't on, but could have, if it could have worked out. But yeah, honestly, like breaking down how New York played Caitlin Clark, they just put a little bit of pressure. They didn't do what the Atlanta Dream did and sacrifice an offensive player. They didn't do that at all. They put Kennedy freaking Burke on her. They put arguably their worst perimeter defender. There were stages where they had arguably their worst perimeter defender. And by the way, outside, I mean, that was on the floor. I'm not saying like Marine Johannes is their only, and Sabrina were their only bad perimeter defenders. And maybe their second worst perimeter defender other than Sabrina. And Stephanie White just said, you win, we'll change up our tactics. Like, I'm so confused. Like, if a team's goal is to take the ball out of a player's hands, and as a coach, you kind of want the ball in that player's hands. It seems Stephanie White doesn't. Like, obviously, there's a little bit of a... I don't understand. I genuinely don't understand. Like, it was crazy. And Sandy Brondolo's game plan nearly lost his game, by the way. She game planned horribly. She game planned absolutely horribly. Like, the Indiana Fever should have put up 110 points. They should have put up 110 points. If Christy, I hate saying this, if Christy Sides was coaching this game and it was post-Olympic break where Caitlin Clark basically coached the team, if the Caitlin Clark system was what the Fever were playing, the Fever win this game by 15-20. And I don't mean when we're playing sides ball, because that's basically what we played today. If Caitlin ran the point for 40 minutes, they win by 20. I mean that. They win by 20 points if they run the point, if Caitlin runs the point for 40 minutes. Now, you can see what happens when Caitlin doesn't run the point. 12 points in the fourth quarter, 13 points in the first quarter versus Atlanta. And I understand, obviously, down the stretch, things get a little bit tricky, but like, Caitlin stopped running the point when they went up 12. And the worst possible game plan. And by the way, the fact the Fever got up 12 showed that she had no idea. Once the Fever ran, they had no answer. They had no answer for the Fever whatsoever. They had no answer for Caitlin. They had no answer for the pick and roll. They had no answer for anything. But they won the game because the Indiana Fever coach game planned better for her own player. Game planned better to lock down her own player than the opposing coach did. Like, I think even Tyler Marsh did a better job game planning for Caitlin Clark than this. Like, this has been the worst the team has game planned. Like, Stephanie White, I mean this. She had the game plan last year for Caitlin Clark, and she still has the game plan to slow down Caitlin Clark this year. But, like, Ryan Howard, what Carl Smesco did, and by the way, Ryan Howard was not hacking Caitlin Clark for 94 feet the first game. She only did that second game because the refs were allowing her. She was going to do it until she picked up fouls. But, like, all of this, I'm looking at all this and I'm like, the Indiana Fever should have won that game. Like, you might be saying, oh, Liberty are a better team. The Fever were so much better. Like, all they had to do was run. And Sandy Brondolo did a horrible job. But fortunately for Sandy Brondolo, the Caitlin Clark stopper of Stephanie White did a better job of stopping Caitlin Clark than she ever could. And I'm not joking. I look back on this. Everything, the way they played screens was bad. The way they guarded transition, the way they guarded Caitlin in transition was bad. Nobody ran with her. Like, the way they guarded Caitlin attacking the basket was bad. The way they guarded Caitlin at the three-point line was passable. But they guarded they decided that Caitlin Clark, literally, they just pressed her for the first quarter. And then the ball, even with 29 points the team scores in the first quarter, the ball gets taken out of her hands and suddenly the team can't score. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. But anyway, yeah, I can't believe watching back on this game, I thought maybe I'm going to be a little bit less critical of the coaching decisions. And because there is a rant video that's coming out in a little bit where obviously I did it on stream and I completely crashed out over Stephanie White. And with a clearer head, she did a worse job than I thought maybe I'm just crashing out, but like, no, it was real bad. It was real bad. I'm not saying she's a bad coach, but like, as of right now, opposing team coaches like Sandy Brondolo do not need to game plan for Caitlin Clark because her own coach is going to game plan her out of the game.